Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I want to give you my review on the Blu Vivo 1. Now I've had this phone right at 2 weeks and I've used it quite a bit, and I gotta say that it's not a bad little phone. Now in this review here, I'll be giving you my thoughts on it, playing a few games, showing you a few pictures and videos I did take. I didn't take many, but I did get a few to kind of just show you how it does look under a certain lighting and everything. So in the rear there, you got your blue branding, fingerprint scanner, you got your flash there as well. It's a 12 megapixel camera, records in full 1080. Now on the right side here, you got your power button, of course, as well as your separated volume rocker. On top, you got your headset jack, 3.5 millimeter. On the left side here, you have your SD and SIM card slot right there, kind of doubles up as one. On the bottom, it does have a micro USB charging port. Now, some will say it's not Type C. A lot of these phones like this here does not have Type C charging. They're still on micro USB, which is not a problem for me, but of course USB-C is a bit better. And you got looks like a dual speaker setup here. One is a mic, one is a speaker, so there you go. On the bottom here is your blue branding, a really nice 5.5-inch display. It is 720. And it appears a receiver, front-facing camera, and front flash. Now, the fingerprint scanner is kind of small back here, but it's very accurate and comes on about every single time that you press it. And it's pretty fast, very responsive. Now, like I said, this phone is 720p, but I got to be honest with you, this screen looks really nice. I mean, they are really doing good here with these displays, 18:9 ratio, and the phone runs fairly solid. I am running Nova Launcher on here right now, and the phone just runs very well. Now, it's not running a very high processor or a very powerful processor, and it only does have 2 gigabytes of RAM as well as 16 gigabytes of ROM. But for $140, this is not a bad phone. Now, let's go into CPU-Z here. This phone does run the 1.3 gigahertz Cortex A53 with a PowerVR Rogue GE8100 GPU. It does have, like I said, 2 gigabytes of RAM as well as 16 gigabytes of ROM, 720 by 1440. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It does seem to run very solid, and I did get to run one benchmark test. Geekbench wouldn't work for some reason, but Antutu got a score of 39,586. Now that does not sound like a lot. Sound like a very, very low score, and it is. However, I am kind of impressed on how this phone does work. So I mean, scores ain't always everything. You know, sometimes it's just you got to test the phone out, play around with the gaming in the phone, and honestly, since I've had it, it's just been very fluid, very smooth. Yes, it's not perfect, it's not high end, but for $139.99, it's a really good phone, really good pickup. Got your drop down here, of course. Now up here you got your Wi-Fi stuff, you got your flashlight. Really nice to see that. You can also edit all of these as well, so you can go in here and change up around hotspot, cast your screen, and just all that kind of stuff there that you have pretty much on all of these devices. Now go up here into the settings, and you will see all of this here. Now this phone does not have NFC, nothing like that. Got your SIM cards there for SIM 1 and SIM 2, so you can add 2 SIM cards, or a SIM card and SD card. Now you got your data usage more. You got network speeds. You can check your network speeds up here up top, which is kind of cool. Tethering and hotspot, VPN, and stuff like that. Now you got display down here, so you got mirror vision, brightness level, adaptive brightness, wallpaper, and the display size. You know, just typical stuff you see there. Sounds, applications. I got 69 apps installed, and I currently have 11.29 gigabytes used out of 16. So I got 4.71 gigabytes available. And you can add an SD card, which is really nice. Now, battery on this thing here has been pretty solid. It's not that bad. 14 hours ago, I turned the phone on, it says, and screen on time so far is 4 hours and 11 minutes. So Battery for a 3000 milliamp hour battery has been pretty solid. Does have standby intelligent power saving. Up here it says performance, we got sports mode and normal mode. Battery percentage. So really nice stuff there. Has 2 gigabytes of RAM. We got full screen mode here, blue privacy, location, security, all this kind of stuff here as well. And this phone does run Android 7.1.1 Nougat, so no Oreo here, and probably will never see it, and running January 2018 security patch. So let's go ahead right now, take a quick look here into the dialer. And you'll see just a typical standard dialer there, nothing too fancy. It's really nice to be able to kind of one-hand this phone, because 18:9 with a 5.5 inch display, the phone feels very small, very compact, but still has that really nice display here on this phone. So there's your dialer, of course. Now you also got messages here as well, and just got your Gboard here, and your emojis are down here, so you can go ahead and check that. Now we'll go ahead and go over here to some of the gaming. We'll pull up Asphalt 8, so I'll get this here set up and return when the game starts. Okay, so now we are here on Asphalt 8, and I have been playing this here a little bit on and off today, and I am surprised at how well this game plays on this phone. I have seen phones with actually better processing power that has more glitches and more, hang-ups and drop frames than this phone right here does. I mean, it does seem to play very well. I've not seen any hiccups, any stuttering. It's just been very good, and a very good experience on gameplay. I mean, you might see just the occasional drop frame here and there, but definitely nothing that's going to be like, okay, this is unbearable to play. Nothing like that. Now, I will say, like I said before, the screen on this phone looks really nice. It's a very solid display. Yes, it's not full 1080. Yes, it's not 2K, nothing like that. It's not OLED, but I mean, for $140, this display, I keep on crashing. This display looks very nice, and this game here works very well on this phone. Let's go ahead and go back home here. We'll check out another game, because I'm not seeming to be able to drive very good today. So now I got the actual Sonic downloaded here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here, get this here set up, and we'll start playing it. All right, let's play a little bit of Sonic here. Very responsive, works very well. Like I said, no issues whatsoever. I've not seen any kind of glitches or hiccups, except for when I do that right there, but that's my own fault. But yeah, I mean, gameplay, very good. I mean, no problems, no hiccups. Of course, I'm not into nothing really graphic intense at the moment, but, we'll get into that here in just a moment to see how that does. Gameplay is good. I mean, just because it scores low in benchmarks, I don't necessarily mean everything. Gotta play this, So I do apologize if this is a long video, but just trying to show you how it does. So right there, you can see it does play very well. No problems whatsoever. Phone is still very smooth, very responsive. No problems, no hiccups. Let's go ahead and go into Dead Trigger. We'll save Bullet Force for last, since it's more of a graphic intense game. So now, the rear speaker on here is right there. Yeah, right here. And the speakers you can hear right here is not bad. Sounds pretty good, Gets pretty loud. So let's go ahead here. I had to do a little sound test there, you know, from this. So let's go ahead and let this here load up, and we'll play a little bit here. And right away, I mean, just pinning around here, very smooth. I mean, really no glitches, no problems. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised in how good the performance is on this phone. I mean, just being real with y'all, you know. So yeah, very smooth. As you see what they're pinning around is very smooth. So yeah, let's go back home here, and keeping this video as short as possible, let's go into Bullet Force here and play this for a second. Let me get it pulled up. Okay, so we're on Bullet Force here, and here you might see just a little bit of, you know, not the smoothest in the world, but as we're walking here, I mean, you can see it does seem to do pretty good. I mean, I played it earlier and had no problems, no issues. So I didn't last long on that right there. Let's go ahead and start over one more time here and play for a couple more seconds here before I actually end the gaming segment of this video. But actually, overall, it does play. It does play well. Now, as far as more graphic intense games goes, I really don't know. But as of what I've been playing here, I mean, it's very playable. Works very well. Battery life is good. It's going to last. And I believe that Blu's coming a long way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end this off here just to keep the video shorter. So anyway, now the camera's on here. On the rear, has a 12 megapixel camera, records in full 1080. And on the front, has an 8 megapixel camera, records also in full 1080 with a front flash. So that really helps out as well. So right now, I'm going to show you a few pictures, a couple little videos that I was able to take. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit to kind of show you, give kind of an example of how the camera does look. Let's go and get into that right now. Okay, so looking at the rear camera here on the Blu Vivo 1, recording in full 1080. The sun's out. I'm actually inside recording through a window. And you can see the detail is just really good, even though I'm not outside. As you can see, it's autofocusing a lot because of the movement of the trees and everything. So there's a lot of, there's no autofocus lock on this device, unfortunately. Let me try to zoom in here without making too much, and just kind of see how it looks when you focus in. So that right there is 4x zoom, and it gets really pixelated and really bad. Around 1.5 to 2 don't look too awful bad. But as you can see right there, honestly, the rear camera looks pretty solid. Nothing to really complain about. Okay, y'all, so the Blu Vivo 1 here recorded in full 1080, no flash at the moment. It does have a front-facing flash, which is always really nice to have on a phone. So full 1080 here, and this might be really good for a vlogging camera. Now, the microphone, I'm not really sure about it and how it sounds and everything, but this is a self video here from the Blu Vivo 1 in full 1080. I might turn out the lights, turn the flash on, and a low light to see how it does look. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Flash is on, lights are all off. It's fairly dark here in this room, and you can see that front facing flash does a really good job. I mean, it's bright, vibrant, it looks very clear on my end.
So yeah, just a front sample in good lighting without a flash, and lights off with a flash. So let's go ahead and finish this up.
Okay, y'all, so in the conclusion of this video here, the Blu Vivo 1 has been a solid little device. This phone cost $140 unlocked at Best Buy at the time of this video. And I gotta say, if you're looking for an unlocked phone, that you want kind of a small phone, kind of a small form factor here with 18:9, if you want a pretty good camera, front and rear, with a rear flash and a front flash, it's a good phone. It works good. The only problem I've had with it was trying to go live on YouTube. It just did not want to play well with that. It kept on wanting to glitch out and everything. But watching YouTube videos, music, I mean, the speaker sounds a little bit tiny, but it does get pretty loud. And I believe, in my opinion, that Blu is kind of stepping up their game a little bit here in their, newer smartphones. And, the cameras are good. The fingerprint sensor, like I said, is very responsive every time that you press it. Yes, not the fastest in the world, but it's always responsive. It always works every time you push it. And the phone is very smooth. Nova launcher on here. Animations are turned down just a little bit. And it makes this phone run very smooth, very fluid. And I got no complaints about it other than the fact that it had the YouTube glitch. So, this is the Blu Vivo 1. If this was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it below. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell for notifications of live streams, reviews, and more stuff to come. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.